Yo, welcome back to Let's Dig, the podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about the 3 things that women want the most. These are 3 things that they crave. Unlike men, they ask for it. I'm telling you, ladies, you want to hear this. But more importantly, guys, you want to hear this. Women, listen through this too, because I think you need to send it to your man, send it to send it to your husband, send it to your boyfriend. We're going to jump into it though. It's 3 things that I believe after a couple of hours of us talking about this, I've talked about this. We went through a lot of conversations, really processing what do women really want? Because I feel like I do need a lot.
We do need a lot.
But I want to talk about what I think that you guys actually really want. I think there's a difference.
That's
right?
very true. Yeah, I'm ready to get in this conversation. If you are new here, we're so glad that you jumped into this chat. We love letting you in on our conversations that we are having at home. That's why we're sitting in our living room, on our couch. We want you to be a part of the conversations that we are having in our house. But more importantly, we are here to help you grow a deeper relationship with God, others, and yourself. So hit that like button, drop us a comment. We are always watching comments, writing back to you. We love chatting with you guys. You can even just tap that little heart and send us some thank yous. But don't forget to subscribe so that you know every video that drops. We drop one every single week. And we're talking about things that matter, digging down to the gold that's all the way down at the bottom and helping your relationships grow with God, others, and yourself. So if you're ready, let's dig.
I'm going to jump right into it. The first one that I do believe that I think women really want is you guys want to be wanted. Meaning you guys want to be pursued. You guys want to feel like you are chosen. Because I think us men, like, we always like to think of it as there's a bunch of options out there. Because think about it, there's more women than men in this world.
That's true.
So for us, there's a bunch of options in this.
That is
in
true.
this world.
Okay.
And I think when you feel like I want you, and some people might say, well, I think women want to be needed. Yes, but I think I feel comfortable arguing that because sometimes it could be borderline toxic, like, hey, I need you to take care of the house. I need you to take care of the car. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. But knowing that I don't need you for anything, but I choose you.
Yeah.
I want you. Like, there's events that I've gone to before where I actually didn't need you there.
Right.
But I wanted you there.
That's true. Because women, we do need to be needed.
Yeah.
100%. That's how we are in our motherly instincts, in our nurturing instincts.
Right.
Like, we need to be needed. Absolutely. But there is something different about when we are wanted.
Yeah.
Like, I've said to you specifically times of like, I want to know that I get your attention when I walk into a room.
Right.
Like, I want to know that you want me when you see me, or that I catch your eye. Things like that. So yeah, I do agree. Like, yes, of course, baseline, we all want to be needed.
Yeah.
But more importantly, we want to be wanted.
Yeah, I think there's just something unique about a woman knowing that there's a man that is actively like pursuing her. Or how about this one? A man that actively desires a woman.
Yeah.
That's always going after her, but not in a sense of like, I need you, I need you, I need you. Almost like I need you to complete me.
Yeah.
I didn't need you to complete me. There's always something too, I think, that women might even be attractive to men that are self-sufficient, men that are focused,
100%.
men that don't need anything.
Yes.
Like, there's something about that type of man versus the one that's like waiting by the phone, waiting for the text message, waiting by the phone, double texting, triple texting, checking seeing where you at. It's
Please
like,
don't try so hard.
it's right. It's almost not even attractive.
Not
like, you
at
know what I'm saying?
all.
Because it's like, yo, this guy is acting like he can't live without me. And there's something about that, I think, psychologically speaking, and you can speak into it, is that women don't find that attractive.
No, there's nothing about a man that seems needy and like needs me attractive. There's nothing about that. But like the fact that when we were talking, you're kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, but you're kind of like, hey, and then kept moving. And I was like, no, I want more of your attention. It's that like fight for it. Us girls, we like that. We do, really.
I think we need to do another episode too on, like, even for all the single people out there, it's like single guys out there. I think there's a lot of guys out there that they get in the friend zone of a girl that they actually like. Because it's like, yo, you like this girl, so you make yourself so available. You're always there.
Yeah.
You change your opinions. You change your behavior. You start acting like a girlfriend to her. All that stuff. Thinking like, man,
It's
dude,
true, like,
I'm so in there. I'm like, yeah, friend zone.
Friend zone. You're in the friend zone. If you're complimenting me on my shoes, you're in the friend zone.
Yeah, because that whole thing, I heard like another thought of like effort really equals value. Meaning you put effort into something that you value. Meaning if a woman is not putting in any effort to get you, you're not valuable to her.
Right.
Because it's like, you're like, bro, you're trying so hard that you're covering her trying. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I don't have to try for either of us because you're so
It's
try
like,
hard.
bro, pick yourself. You ain't got a job. You ain't got no place to be.
No, I like the idea that you were busy and everywhere and you had things to go and places to be. And I was like, man, what is he doing right now? Like, I wish he would text me.
But then
like,
after like all day, I text you, be like, hey.
Light up. Like I would light up all the way. So excited.
Even now, even after 15 years of marriage, like on my lunch break, I'll call you and you're like, oh my gosh, she's calling me.
It's so true.
Right?
Yeah.
And I didn't need you to pay a bill.
Right.
I didn't need you to check the calendar. I didn't need you to let the maintenance guy in. I just wanted to check on you.
Yeah.
And I think there is security in that. Like when you're with a man that wants you. So I do think that women, I think really want to be wanted. I think y'all want and need to be wanted and needed. Y'all messy.
Listen, we need to be needed, but we want to be wanted. That
don't make no sense to me.
It sure does.
It's too much.
It does, because even as women, there are times in our lives where you could like someone, it would be more in an unhealthy situation.
Yeah.
But like if you just wanted, okay, for instance, I think of one instance would be like a trophy wife situation.
Okay.
Like if it's a woman who doesn't add much to the table, she doesn't work, he just wants her around. So there's this lack of her needing to be needed. He actually doesn't need her. He does want her, but in a less valuable way. That's why I said this instance would be more unhealthy of like, I'm gonna take her because she looks good and just stand there, be pretty. That woman will feel discomfort. That woman will feel lack of purpose. Yeah. That like eventually she needs to be needed. But then in that case, she's unhealthily wanted. Yeah. So flip it. Like it's both, like both are important. And then, but here I am in a relationship of a marriage of 15 years. Yeah. And you do need me, but it means more after all this time that you actually want me.
I want you because at the end of the day, there's things that you could do for me that any women can do. Right. Like the things that we do, like, okay, I need this done. I need this done. I need this done. I need this done. Like, I don't want a secretary. I don't want an assistant. Right. Anyone can provide those things. Yeah. But the fact that you know that I want you, right, regardless of whether you can do this or provide a service or do some type of thing, you're not a necessity to me. And I think that's attractive to women. All right. Second thing that I think that women really want is I think women want to make sure that they feel heard.
Like go ahead. Keep talking about this one.
Hey, relax. All right. It's in the category of communication. I think when women don't feel heard, they feel misunderstood and they always have to end up fighting. They always have to end up explaining themselves. Not just if someone's a husband or like a wife or a girlfriend. I think in all relationships, one of the toughest things that I think especially being married to you is when you've been the most frustrated is when you feel like you just don't have words to express your feelings. Yeah. Like you guys are human. You guys are emotional beings. Yeah. And sometimes you can't put words to your emotions. And so having to be able to hear your heart, I think women crave that. I think women really want to make sure that they are heard. I think women value a deep emotional bond, like where it comes to they feel heard, they feel understood, and they feel supported. Even today we were talking about something and I went to cut you off and I had to say, I hear you.
And I said, but do you? Because I'm not done talking.
Because you're like, you're about to cut me off.
You're about to cut me off.
I was going to cut you off to tell you that I hear you.
You weren't. He was lock and loaded. He was ready to tell me how I needed to think about something or how I needed to process something. You were ready.
And then I realized,
because we're literally having this conversation, he stopped himself and was like, I hear you.
Yeah, but I was straight up getting ready to cut you off.
But it is, being heard. I mean, we talked about it last week's episode. If you didn't check out last week's, go back to last week's. Last week, we talked about what men need, but most often will not ask for. But even in that one, we talked about one of the arguments that we had that lasted a little bit longer than would have normally happened.
Yeah.
And most of it was because once it boiled down to, it was that you didn't hear me.
Yeah.
And honestly, I didn't hear you either. But the reason that there was so much conflict is because we were not hearing each other.
Yeah.
So it's one thing of, just being able to vent to you, being able to like leave my concerns and just kind of like word vomit. Honestly, sometimes we just need to
that's big.
vomit our emotions in our words.
Yeah.
But it is more important and more desirable to just know that you hear me, like you hear my heart.
I have this thought here when it comes to women wanting to be heard. Women appreciate a partner who shows up consistently, follows through on promises, and invests in the relationship. And so I realized that, when it comes to promises, like, there's things that you want, there's things that you ask for, there's things that you desire in our relationship. And if I hear you, if I say, yo, all right, one day we're going to do it, or I think we should do it. So supporting, being consistent to that. I think women do appreciate that type of partner. Being consistent with their words, you know, and I think that actually even segues into the third thing.
For sure.
I think the third thing that I think that women really want is security. When it comes to being safe and feeling safe, women want to feel safe. Women want to feel like, I'm gonna make it as plain as this, bruh. If you can't go on road trips and your girl just can't your girl can't fall asleep in the passenger seat because you're a menace behind the wheels, right? If that's what I'm saying. I mean, it goes down to as simple as that. But I think it goes down to sticking with our word. Like, is my yes always yes? Is my no always no? I have a problem with men, and I'm gonna say this to all the single guys out there that are listening. If you're single and you have a hard time standing up to your girl or telling her no, and having a value and believing in something, like, she will not feel safe under you because it's like you say yes to everything. So that basically means when you finally do say no, you finally say yes, it's hard for her to trust you or feel safe or security in your words. And so I do think that my words gives you a sense of security. Like, when I say no, I don't want to do this, or I don't believe in that, or I don't feel strong about this thing, my no is no. That also lets you know that when I say yes,
it means yes.
It means yes. And there's security in that. I think women really do want to feel safe. I'll say this thought too, like when it comes to security, security also has to do with trust.
Also.
Like, do you trust me with your life?
Ooh, I used to tell you that all the time when we first got married.
Women want to feel security. They want to feel safe. They want to feel that they can trust you with their heart.
Yeah.
Women want to feel like they can trust a man with their emotions, with their lives, even when they take their wig off, when the weed be coming out and you be peeling off your eyelashes. Can I trust that you're not going to bust out and laughing?
No.
I'm going to laugh, but I'm not going to bust out and laughing.
I'm like, no, I cannot trust that you won't laugh.
What are those? It's my eyebrows. No, those were eyebrows. Them nugs are gone. But it's trust. I had to start right here. Emotional and relational security is huge. Women want to feel safe, both emotionally and physically, with a partner who is reliable, transparent, and faithful. That leads to security in a relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think even to clarify too, like to go a step further, because you said security, but we never reference that towards financial security.
Yeah.
Like, when it's a real love and a real partnership, the main security that I'm looking for you is not financial.
Yeah.
The main security I'm looking for you is emotionally, physically, spiritually, all those aspects of it. I said it earlier when we were talking about this, I was like, man, there were so many seasons where we didn't have enough, but because you were secure in your future and where you were going, because you were secure in your skill set and what you had, I never worried about those things because I knew like those will figure themselves out. Yeah. I have a man that I'm dating or engaged to or married to at the whatever season it was for us. I knew you were going to keep me secure. And not just financially, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's really important to just clarify the difference of because there are some women out there that are literally shopping for someone to keep them financially secure.
Really
Some people make those choices, but I think majority of women, that's not what we're looking for.
Yeah.
And for men, you guys fight that really hard because how God built you, you are built to provide for us.
Yeah.
You're built to work for
That's true.
the family. And so when we say security, you guys think financially, and we're actually that comes, but more importantly, emotionally, spiritually secure.
Yeah. And I think with these categories, also let me say this before we go any further. Do you guys see this hoodie that Dan Lee's wearing?
Ooh,
I don't know
where your mic.
where your microphone is blocking.
Sorry.
Yo, you guys already know. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verses 17. It says, anyone who belongs to Christ is a new person. The old life is gone and the new life has begun. We love this hoodie. God gave us this idea. You hit the link. You guys will see it. You guys can shop our store. Matter of fact, I'm rocking these pins. Y'all see these pins I have right now?
On your new jacket.
These pins actually, we haven't gone live with them, but we're going to go live with these pins right here. $10 you get, I think it's about 5 pins. They're just old life, new collection, LDC. If you're repping, there's a red one, there's a blue one. Go ahead and get yourself some pins. We got some stickers too as well. Matter of fact, if you're watching on YouTube, let me show you right here. That right there, baby. That sticker's really cool. You could put it on your car. You could put it on your laptop. We also got a hat too.
Jordan has one on his water bottle, our son.
He does. I don't know if you guys have seen, this right here. This is our trucker hat. This is the LDC. We're here to help you grow a deeper relationship with God, others, and yourself. So if you haven't grabbed yourself a trucker hat, if you know someone in your life that loves hats, that love trucker hats, stickers, pins, things like that, go ahead and grab one and get that for somebody. But we really want to know your thoughts on this conversation as we're really discussing, talking through what women want. Because I think that there's a lot of ideas that people can have. Well, what about this? What about this? I think it really sums it down to these 3 lanes right here.
Right. A lot of the other things that we could think of or name would all actually fall into those categories.
For example, someone might say, what about affection? Well, that falls under the first category. Women want to be wanted.
Totally.
So it's affection. It's physical affection.
Yeah.
Right. It's love. It's nurtured. It's cared for. Right. It's cared for. Being heard is very important. Right. That's communication. So when you guys are fighting about money, when you guys are fighting about the kids, when you guys are fighting about your future, if you're fighting, that's because there's just a breakdown in communication. Yeah. Someone's not being heard, and women really want to feel heard. And the third one is women want to feel safe. They want to feel secure in their relationship, in their man, like emotionally, like in all areas, mentally. They want to feel like they can literally put their lives in this guy's hand. So if you're dating, I want to encourage you, really process and think about these thoughts. If you're married, really evaluate your relationship and think, what are the foundations of my relationship? If money were to go out the window, there wasn't money there, would there still be security in the relationship? Like for the fellas, if you're a man, are you still in a place where you feel like, man, I can still provide. I will still pursue something. I will still find a job. Baby, you don't have to worry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's kind of my thoughts. I really think these are the 3 biggest things.
Yeah.
Right.
Huge. You remember when we first were dating and actually might have been engaged, and we did the love languages. There's 5 love languages. Mm-hmm. And you used to make fun of me and call me a golden retriever, and that I didn't need 5, but I needed 7.
Right.
Just more than what would normally be needed. And I remember thinking women are such complex individuals.
Yep.
We are complicated. We have, hormonal changes every so many days. Please, nothing from you. Thank you so much. Ooh, he was quiet, guys. I was ready for him to say something.
No, I'm actually pretty hungry. So I'm just I feel like I'm fading right now. I'm falling asleep.
Are you falling asleep?
My eyes are heavy right now,
I know.
Bro.
It's been rainy in California, guys. So it's perfect nap weather. I'm I want to nap all day. But all that to say,
I'm even yawning right now. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro.
That yawn seemed so fake at the beginning. You're like, look, I'm yawning. Anyways, all I was saying was we are complicated individuals, and it is unfortunate that our hormones and our internal things change every so many days. It's just the way we were created.
Yeah.
But I think for anyone who wants to go into a relationship, if you are a single man and you're thinking, okay, I want for my life in the next year or 2 to find someone, like focusing on these three things will give you such a good foundation. It will automatically set you up for success. If you can make a woman feel wanted, if you can make her feel heard, and you can make her feel safe, bruh, there's not a lot of other things that you need to do beyond that. Now, will there come conflict? Yes. Will there be things arise where the certain individual of a woman says, you know what? I need more of this one. Absolutely. Sure. We still have things that are a year and a half ago. I sat down and said, hey, I feel really bad saying this. You're doing this one really well, but I still need this one. Yeah. Like those will come. You can make those adjustments. But if you're someone who's wanting to get in a serious relationship, you walk into it focused with these three things. I truly think it could set up a really good opportunity for a solid relationship.
Yeah, let me ask you this. Do you feel like you're getting these three things from me?
I'm like pausing because I don't want to answer so fast.
Right, because you're like, people are listening. And people are like, come on.
Absolutely. Like you have always been a person to be a place that is secure. Yeah. Your word has always been your word. People ask us how we do it now, where you travel for, music gigs and I stay home with the kids and we live around no family because we live in a place for ministry. And I said, that's what I signed up for when you were 17. Yeah. That was a real yawn there.
I know, I'm still yawning. That first one started.
That was it. But that's what I signed up for because your word is your word. When you were 18 years old, when I met you, you have always been one of those people that when you say something, it will come. Even if it takes a long time, like it'll come, and you just have never been that way of like switching your words back and forth where I couldn't trust you.
So let me I'm going to grade myself.
Wait, I'm not done. Wait, being heard, we're working on it. You have put conscious effort into hearing me recently in the last few years. I do think we're still working on you not like jumping and saying something before I finish, like now.
I'm working on. I think everyone in the world is working on that.
Okay, fair enough. Everybody.
That's not a Pierre thing. That's like we all.
You asked me how you are doing. Yeah, I'm not answering how the world is doing. I'm answering how Pierre is doing.
I'm just saying, like I'm like back at you, baby.
True. Fair enough. Okay, so you're working on hearing me, and then I have felt a huge difference in the last few years from you of feeling wanted by you and not just needed by you. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I was going to grade myself. I think I've done really well in category 3 of making you feel safe and secure in our relationship and in our life. We've moved around quite a bit. Yeah. Quite a bit in the last 15 years. And there was never a time where you felt like we were unstable or that we were lost or shipwrecked.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Even if we had to live in someone's basement for a month or, you know what I mean, had to moving back with parents earlier in our marriage.
So true. Like we always knew what God said. We always knew where we were headed. Yeah.
The second category, heard. I do believe that that's a category that I've gotten much better in of like, and you know why? It's because I realized your value and that you actually do have something to say. And that you have a different perspective to life and to parenting and to finance and to health and in relationships. And it wasn't until I was able to value what you had to say, it wasn't until I was able to value what you had to say. That's when I decided to realize like, oh, she actually needs to be heard. I want to hear what you're thinking.
What do you think it was that made that switch?
Man, I'll be honest with you, man. It was my cultural upbringing. It was the house that I was raised in. It was just that type of culture. Like women weren't really heard. Yeah. And then you mix that in with what the Bible says about women speaking, plus the culture, and so you mix all that in. And biblical culture speaking, it just became like women didn't have voices. And you grow up just seeing that. Like my dad didn't really listen to my mom. She wasn't really heard. So she just stayed silent all the time. Yeah. It's almost like she knew it. So she never had to nag or she just knew it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so you get that in your formative years. You just start thinking like, yeah, woman, you know what I mean? Straight up, I'm just being honest with you.
You're right.
Right. It wasn't until I valued like, man, you have something to say. God put you on this earth for a reason.
Wow.
God gave you your perspective, your eyes, and your filters for a reason.
Yeah.
And until I see value in that, I will never respect what you have to say. And that's what shifted for me.
Wow.
And then yes, category number one, I would say that's the one area that I'm always going to be challenged in. Because
True.
as a man that is self-sufficient, which is what's attracted, like that's
Me to you.
like,
Yeah.
well, yeah, to you, you're attracted to that.
Yeah.
It's that thing of just like not needing a woman. I think one of the most solid men, or something that makes a man very solid is that he doesn't need a woman to complete him.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like for me, I want you because there's a lot of things that you bring out of me. But I'm saying is like, that's always going to be the challenge because like, I'm good all by myself.
Right.
Like I'm literally all good by myself. Like, you know what I'm saying?
As good.
But I'm not as good. But here's the crazy thing is I'll still be good though.
Bro. Oh, gosh. God.
But I'm saying all that to say,
Lord have mercy.
I want you in my life. I desire you. My eyes are on you. My thoughts are on you. I want you there. And I have to make sure that it's not like, I need you. I need you. I need you. No,
Right.
the only relationship that I need in my life is my life with God. That's the one that I need. But I want to have a relationship with my wife, a relationship with my son, with my friends, with my leaders, with my coworkers, with my peers, the people that I'm walking with. I desire those relationships. And yes, ultimately, we need them.
Yes.
We need them so that we can live properly. We do need them.
More so.
But there's just something different about desiring it and
100%.
wanting it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think we graded me about the same.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Well, we hope y'all have enjoyed this conversation. It's been really fun talking about these relationships in this aspect and in this viewpoint of what do men need? What do women want? And I think it's been really fun to talk about these.
Yeah.
So I hope y'all have enjoyed them. If you didn't check out the last episode, make sure you click back and go check it out. It is so good. I think that you'll be surprised of the ones that men need, but they won't ask for. So comment, subscribe, send this video to someone. Women, if you need a little nudge for your man, you know what? We give you permission. It's okay. Send this to them.
Right.
And then they won't get mad at you. They can get mad at us. It's fine.
That's okay.
Actually, hopefully most of the men agree with it. So
right.
We love y'all. Thank you for joining us and we will see you next time. Peace.